Hi guys, I'm early. You ain't gonna catch me slipping. No, I'm just joking. So scared of this new thing. So I'm listening to Johnny. I can barely hear myself because I still have a head cold. Yeah. What's really good? Or Ventu not still in? I don't know. I don't keep up with all the trends. I'm trying to stay old and with it. Not really. If it's too young for my old age, well, my excuse is I'm old, but I'm an artist. We can get away with anything. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. Oops, it's 6 o'clock. Okay, so I'm live. Hello, you guys. This is Denise Cooper. I'm going to turn off John Coltrane, and I'm watching myself actually be lavish. Yes. Hush, Johnny, hush, hush, Johnny. Hush, Johnny, hush, hush. Hush, Johnny, hush, hush, Johnny. Oh, okay, hush. My sweet husband. Hi, you guys. It's Denise Cooper, and I am live at 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. Central Standard Time today because I got one vote only to go live at 6 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. Hi, Deirdre. I hope you do join us. She was the one that let me know. And if you do not know, she does have a channel, and her channel name is Somda Says So. And why do I sound like this? Because I'm still experiencing some the weather conditionings in my bones. Anyway, it's still cold sometimes here in Texas. Spring has made it beautiful here in Texas. However, I think there's way too much lag. Anyway, I'm just going to keep on going with it. Spring has sprouted all these beautiful green things. And if you are keeping up with me on Denise B Reading over at the Instagram, IG for the young people, Instagram for people like my sister, Sabrina, the old folks, yeah, who don't have a clue what Instagram is. She set up an account years ago and she just hasn't posted in I don't know how long. And she's got the most amazing jewelry. I'm wearing 2 pieces of her jewelry tonight. They're different because one of these is lost in a car with a friend. Okay, I'll be talking about some short story. And then this one was lost. It's probably in the bottom of my couch or something. And I have to cut up the couch to get it out. Whatever. I'm going to be talking about some short stories tonight and waiting on you for like a second. So if anyone comes, hi, Onyx Pages. She's already here and I'm just being silly. How you guys doing? This is Onyx Pages, the gorgeous. She says, you look gorgeous. Honey child, I be trying. So sorry that I sound nasal because I still am. But hi, Najiri, beautiful Najiri over at Onyx Pages. If you have not heard of her and you come into the chat room tonight, please click on her beautiful face and it will take you directly to her channel and you can subscribe and watch all her wonderful videos. And Najiri, I got something for you tonight that I think you would appreciate. I actually thought about you when I got this collection, but I really thought the person that I want to actually say, hey, please read this collection of short stories as soon as you get a chance to make way on your huge TBR. It is called Two Moons, and I'll be talking about that. It's written by Krystal A. Smith and Andrea Allen of BLF Press. It's an indie publishing house. They are not independent writers, is what she helped me to understand, because I know I get that question all the time when I'm talking about I'm doing an independent writer series or talking about indie publishing houses or only buying from independent bookstores. So she sent me a collection of her books. I went on her website when she reached out to me. You guys, Najiri. I went and I thought, oh my gosh, these book covers are so pretty. When I got the mail, they were all there. So if you've watched my video when I did the book mail for BLF Press.com, and they have an amazing website, and you get to learn all about the women who have started this publication house. And I am so excited to read the other 2 books because I've gone through 2 of them so far. and I love it. Anyway, so short stories. I'm basically wanting to ask some questions if anyone shows up. Other than me and Nigerian, we'll just be talking to each other. She says, hi, all, thank you. Oh, 2 moons. Can't wait to hear about the collection. Yes, ma'am. And hopefully I can get through it because if you can hear me, just let me know. Hi, hi, old lady. I'm just gonna call you old lady. She is a young buck talking about she's old. If you are old, I'm decrepit and dead, and you are not seeing me on your screen right now. You are so young to be saying that. But hi, I'm so glad you joined and are awake and are not doing a Golden Girls on me. Okay. Okay. Because I missed you. Anyway, Nigeri and everyone that comes in, this is the flyer that I got. And actually, it's kind of like postcard. I guess that's what you would call it. And it has a website on it and 4 books that I was talking about. And 2 moons, A Failure to Communicate, Solace, Writing, Refuge, and LGBTQ Women of Color, Les Talk, a collection of Black lesbian short fiction. And these are what the books look like. This is what you're going to see on their website. Hopefully, let me put it right in front of my face. There you go. There you go. Can you see it? Can you see it? All right, so you see these. So I went on the website and I'm like, yeah, you're not going to send me those beautiful books or which one I was going to get. I was wondering which one I would get actually. So as you saw the other video, I got all 4 of them babies. Okay, thank you so much, Stephanie. I wanted to call her Sandra so bad, but it's Andrea Allen. And along with the books, they sent me this cute, classy little bag. Everybody has these little classy bags. Didn't anybody tell me when I'd be sending out bookmarks? Why didn't you tell me these were on sale somewhere? And I could have been sending out my bookmarks a little bit more classy. However, I just love it, you guys. And I've wrapped it up or tied it back up or scrunched it back up. I'm just going to open and show you guys what's inside of it before I show you all 4 books again. I got a wonderful pen. Look at that. BLF Press. If you can hear me, let me know, you guys. Hi, hi, hi. She said, oh, I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Deirdre. And how do you get the brown hands? I've been trying to do that. You guys are so far advanced. Lydia Holmes, how you doing? Hi, I'm so excited for this live stream. Audio is fine. Thank you, Lydia. And hi, Kia Danae, if you show up tonight, hopefully you will meet me at 9 p.m. You guys, again, if you are just joining Lydia, I am going on tonight at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time because I got a request from Deirdre. Samda says so. And I've also been thinking about Dee Dee because she says over in Paris, it is like 4 a.m. when I do the 9 p.m. live stream. Since I don't have a job anymore and I have retired, I agree to go at 6 p.m. I think that is going to be best for me. So 9 p.m. tonight, I will still do on because I just feel like talking and stuff. And for anybody that's kind of used to me going on at 9 p.m., if they show up at 9 p.m., I will be there. So if you would like to come back, we can talk about some other stuff. I will still be talking about these books because they're expecting it. Or at least I would hope someone is, since that was my usual time. Again, I'm going to be taking a lot of rest tonight because I still have a head cold and I can't hear myself. So if I start to shout, say, back up, girl, back up, like back a little bit up. So anyway, I got this beautiful pen. And not only did I get a pen, I got some things that I can actually wear on my clothes or put on my book bag, which I do take all the time out like a purse. I don't know. I got so much stuff. I'm an old lady. I'm a bag lady, like Erykah Badu said. And I got some wonderful pins so I can put them on my jean jacket. And there's 2 of them, and they actually say BLF Press. So there you go. Ooh. Okay, so that one and the same. And then for that beautiful book, oh my gosh, you guys, what did I get? Look at that. How beautiful is that? And let me know if I'm going too slow because I swear I can see so much lag. But it's 2 moons and it's the artwork is just gorgeous. And then the last thing in this cute little bag is for my refrigerator or wherever I want to stick it. I mean it like that, but I'm just saying. I'm not magnetic, but if I was, boom. Okay. So anyway, BLF Press. www.blfpress.com, and she has her phone number on there. I guess I can shout it out because I mean, send me in a box, and she has a wonderful company. And 706-254-9582. Yes, I can see myself, and it looks weird. The new YouTube Live. Basically, my screen is huge in front of me, not like the last YouTube Live. So they've upgraded. They did some wonderful things. Hi, 8 people and 3 likes. Thank you, because y'all know how I am. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just letting you know that I can actually see myself. Unfortunately, again, I can't hear myself too good, but I just wanted to stress the fact that, again, if you are coming new or you're looking, hi, Randy. If you, my internet husband, as he calls himself, and he gave me an internet ring and everything, we've just been knowing each other for umpteen years by way of the internet. And so you can make some really good friends over the internet. So I say all that to say, you friends here that are showing up constantly, and I took a hiatus from Booktube Live. I know. I know, but y'all know I was going through it and I quit my job or retired, shall I say. So anyway, BLF Press is what we're talking about tonight. And the two books that I've read so far, I'm going to be bending down and picking things up and bending down and picking things up like I always do. Nothing has changed. I just went away for a little bit and I've been uploading all kind of videos. So some of you are like new and go, she ain't went nowhere. This one's always uploading videos. Girl, you don't know. 2 times, 3 times a day whenever I feel like it, or if I just go away for 3 or 4 months. I do what I want because this is my channel and nobody's paying me a damn dime. Okay, so anyway, A Failure to Communicate, S. Andrea Allen, stories. Oh my goodness. Okay, so these are written so differently, you guys, but check it out, Najiri. This is the one I recommend for you to read as soon as you possibly can. Out of all 4, and again, I've only read 2 of the 4. So let me move these back. The white hardly, it always, okay, there we go. I'm sorry. So anyway, out of the 4, I've read these 2. I would recommend this one to you. Reason being, and I'm telling you, this is the one I read first. I read it first because, again, I'm an artist. I went on the website and I looked at this cover and I'm thinking, no way they're going to send that one to me, right? And she did, and it came with a wonderful bookmark, which is another thing that was in there. So beautiful. 2 moons. Am I turning it the wrong way? Yes, I did. Look at that, you guys. Oh, camera, where are you? There we go. All right. So that's beautiful. And I'm sticking it in here to keep track of 2 moons, the actual story that's in here. And the reason why I recommend this is because this is a set of short stories or a collection of short stories that is like no other that I have read. Now, mind you, none of us have read everything. So this is so brand new to me. This just, I was like, oh my God, I felt like the little girl that has the imagination of the moon, because the moon is my favorite thing in the universe. It's just beautiful, right? Another reason why I probably read this one first. But then when you get to the story that Krystal Smith pens, it is not just some story about this little girl and her mama and the moon, and she's just infatuated with it a little bit. And I'll read just a little bit from it since I'm going to be on here for an hour. However, what gets me is it starts off with this just regular story, these regular people like you and I. And then all of a sudden, all the elements, the flowers and the earth, the moon, stars, everything has a life. Like it's like I would say like fantasy, magical realism sort of thing. I don't know because I haven't read a lot, but when I watch Najiri, this is exactly in her category because you do Afrofuturism. I again, genres are hard for me to place because I just read kind of anything and everything that I want to read, from nonfiction to YA by Walter Mosley, to everything in between, to classics, to what have you, to short stories, to poetry, whatever that I fancy. So when I read this, I thought about you because every story goes there. It's not like one story. It's not like Two Moons is the only magical type of Afrofuturism story. And they are, let me get the letters right, LGBTQ stories. I just put it down. Anyway, let me read the back of it. Maybe it's on there. Okay, yes, no, it's not on here. But anyway, when you go to the website, and I urge you guys to go to the website, I linked the website in the last video, and you know how I do. Once live is done, I'll be able to go ahead and link the websites for these books. Oh gosh, and you guys know how I am. Now they reached out to me and they sent me these books, but as soon as I finished each book, I'm reaching out to them to tell them how much I really loved it. And Krystal Smith, I think she's easily one of my new favorite writers, you guys, because this is almost like reading short stories snatched out of something brand new, something Octavia Butler-ish, but not to say more beautiful, because Octavia Butler, man, she's already rethought our future and she's already told us where we're going if we don't get our acts together. And this book is so like that. It's like actually not like that. It's almost like it plays with your childhood imagination and everything that you thought was beautiful and the stars in the sky and about life in general before you grew up and everything became negative and dreadful and what have you. This just makes you happy. Oh, okay. Okay. Did I gush enough? But seriously, I don't want to like, I will read some of Two Moons, just the beginning of it, just to let you guys know that it starts off one way and then it just goes there and you're like, that can't happen. Oh my God. But in here to Krystal A. Smith, it happens all the time, it seems, because every single story takes you there. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful collection, Krystal A. Smith. If you ever watch this video, I sure appreciate you. And then I read a little bit of the other ones, and I'll show you the other two books in a little bit. But Nigeri, does that, I don't know the word, but do you understand what I'm saying? I think you would love it. So I'm going to read a little bit of the comments. And again, if you guys are just brand new to this channel, my name is Denise D. Cooper. This is Art Books Live, and we are doing the Blackout Year in Books, hashtag Reading Blackout. If you are still with us on the Reading Blackout, thank you so much for joining and rearranging your TBRs. I've said it several times, but I really do appreciate it because you guys are giving me so many recommendations. I still use the hashtag when I go on Google and looking at the list for the New York Library that they put out for February Black History Month. There are some amazing books on that list, so I still use that. And so I'm just going to make sure I have to scroll up. I don't want to touch anything because you guys know, if you were here last weekend, I had some problems. And it's going to be thundering outside. So if you hear thunder and if the lights go out, I'm running. I'm not going to tell y'all anything. I'm just be out, okay? So Onyx Pages, Lydia Holmes, Samda says so. Yay, I will. Onyx Pages. Oh, she's got hearts. And they show black. Are they supposed to be black hearts? And it says Lydia Holmes, queer Afrofuturism, Afrofuturism. That's the word. Thank you. Sign me up, please, she says. And definitely check them out again. It's www.BLF Press, like Black, Lesbian, Female Press. That's what I called it because I didn't know the name. But when you go on there, I believe it says, I just guessed those words. That's just so that you can understand what I'm saying when I say BLF Press, because sometimes things will, B's sound like C's and, could sound like anything else when I'm talking with this code. And Onyx Pages says, at Lydia, I know, right? Okay, yes, I am so ready for this. What's the best way to get my friends on a copy? To get my hands on a copy. I said friends, girl. Okay, so my hands on a copy. I would say go to their webpage and purchase their books and reach out to Stephanie. She is the one who reached out to me, Stephanie Andrea Allen, and this is her book. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. A Failure to Communicate. If you guys follow me again, there we go. The camera's going to adjust, so just give it some time. Don't sue me. Okay. All right. A Failure to Communicate, Stories by S. Andrea Allen. The difference between these two writers is basically kind of what I wanted to talk about a little bit because I didn't take any notes. I'm just gushing. I will talk about this again tonight. Hopefully I will have some wonderful points to make. But if not, this is just what you're going to get. What I loved about, and that sounds terrible, but I kind of want to do a shorter video for those who do not watch the lives, who expect me to have some sort of short video instead of 1 and 2 hour videos for you. And it is 6:19, so I want to make sure that I get to talking about these and showing you the other books, also the book page, and some book mail from a booktuber friend. Angie Fail, thank you so much again. And I'll show you guys what she got me. And I also forgot to show you what I got from the Black bookstore that I went to. It's a Black-owned bookstore in Dallas, Texas. If you are watching, I think, yeah, I did make a video the day that I went to Arlington and was at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, and then I took the trip to the Pan-African Connection is what it's called. Yeah, it's raining hard here. Um, anyway, I went there and I made some videos of it, and I purchased some things, and I wanted to show you guys because I totally forgot to show you what I got from there. So the difference between Krystal Smith's collection so far that I've read and S. Andrea Allen are, this seems like Afro, and I have to look at the word Afro, hmm futurism. And or I'm not sure if that's what she calls it, but that's what it reads like based on what I've learned from Nigeri. So that's what I would call it so far. Krystal, don't be mad if it's not that genre. I'm very new to that type of drama genre. Jesus, Denise. So anyway, I've read Octavia Butler. I've read some science fiction, but not a lot. I have Tananana Redo. I'm still listening to Joplin's Ghost. Oh my God, it's so long, and I'm listening to it on audio, and I'm only on like CD number 12. Anywho, the difference is S. Andrea Allen's short story collection, her writing is almost like there's two things going on in her collection. And where there was one thing going on, a nice thread of just this beautiful magical thing happening in Krystal's, and Miss Allen's, there is like this straight shooting writing. Like not a lot of fluff about the atmosphere and so forth and whatever. What happens, and fluff is beautiful. So I'm not saying fluff and a negative thing, because, you know, disclaimers, people are crazy. So anyway, um, her writing is like straight and to the point. She's narrating each story, it sounds like, because it's written in first person. And it makes you immediately connect with the people. And they're all so short, but they all need to be like 400 something pages because they are compact with Black Lives Matter. They're compact with women issues. They're compact with, her and her girlfriend and the business world and this, that, and the other. And you're just like, where's the rest of the dang story? Like, it is so good. And then the other element that she uses is what I call journal style writing. And they're very short. And the one that sticks out in my mind is the one that she wrote about James Baldwin and a school teacher. And she lists the books, that she's read by James Baldwin and so forth, and how years later she found out that he was gay and so forth. So she had this kind of connection, and she kind of became a rebel because the teacher, I guess, didn't want to read it in school. But the thing is, it's so short. That one is so short, and it should be. I have no qualms with any of them, but that one is very short, and so is the other type of journal style writing that she has in this book. It's almost like coming straight from her. This is who I am, and this is a story that is actually nonfiction. So I kind of wanted to ask her about that, because I'm reading it almost like she's like I've opened up like she's opened up to all of us, and not just me because I read this book, but you know what I'm saying? You get that immediacy, this immediate relationship. Like when you go and write in your journal, like it happened to me. I used to write in a journal since I was little, those little journals that you have with a key and you had to open them up, and you don't want anybody to read it. And then your journal became poetic. It became more truthful. It became more honest, even to you. You weren't going, dear Denise, dear this, and everything was all fluffy and I like this boy and whatever. It became, I feel this. You know what's happening going on right now? That kind of a thing. And those journal type of style of writing that she has in here is so on point, is so clever, and it makes you think, and it makes me want to, like keep up my journal skills and keep that going, because it's nice to always have something of yourself. And if you choose to share that, it could actually help someone. If even if you're just helping someone gather their thoughts and what this world is all about. I mean, I really enjoyed it. But the short stories, I'm not lying. I'm mad at you. I am so mad at her in a good way, in a very good way. And I say that because these are some unforgettable stories. Like there's There's one about the college kid. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to spoil anything. If you are interested and you like short stories, I know a lot of booktubers. I will go to their pages when they're featuring a short story and look them up and so forth and so on. Um, Lunch Date. That was a good one. That's where I have my bookmark. I was going to read from it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm barely breathing. Okay. Anyway, oh my gosh, this one I have tagged is because it says biracial bride, culturally white wedding. You guys, it's only one, two, three, four, and a very tiny bit pages. Okay. Not even 4.5 pages. And you guys, I laughed so hard through it. And it's about the movie, it's called The Bridal Shower. And I'm not going to tell you who it's about. If you've seen the movie, you will enjoy her writing about it even more, but you're not going to miss anything or not even misunderstand where she's going with this or what she's talking about when you read this. So if you didn't see the movie, you're not going to miss anything. It's funny because it's real. It's wrong. And how did they have the nerve? I mean, I saw the movie, and when I read the short story or that's another one that's kind of like journal style. It's not really like a short story that I'm used to, I guess. Um, she just puts it out there, her thoughts and feelings about this movie and what's really missing, especially talking about this particular town. I think it's Minneapolis or yeah, Minnesota or Minneapolis, what have you. And the bride is biracial. All her friends in the wedding party are white, right? However, the black issues never come up. Her black father comes up a little bit in the movie, and you kind of don't know about it until it happens. Did I just say I wasn't going to spoil? But it's not a spoiler. I mean, it's just not. It's just not. But what kills me, and I mean, I was dying laughing at the things that she was snatching out of this movie to relate to us, how wrong it was when they're walking down the street. There's black people in the town, but there's no, that's it. They're everywhere, but they're not mentioned any other time throughout this story. And they're not in the wedding. They're not, I mean, they're not in the restaurants or the bars. I mean, it is such a good thing that she wrote this because I'm literally thinking, I love that movie. I still love it. It's not like it's going to make you not like it. What it's going to make you do is go, oh my God, they totally forgot. Was that on purpose? I think so. I don't know. Should I watch it again? Should I write somebody and tell them, hey, what happened to the representation? It is so good. And anyway, it's just good. Anyway. And another one, my favorite. And this is, I think I took a picture of this one. It's not my favorite because they're all pretty darn good. Mississippi in Between. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Yes. So anyway, these are some amazing short story collections, and you just gotta pick them up. I've only read 2 of the 4, and these are some of my short story faves. There we go. There we go. Can you see it? Okay. All right. And then the other 2 that they sent me, and I'll see what you guys are saying in just a minute, but I do want to show you the other 2, although I have shown it and made a video about it. Oops, I missed one. One of them's thicker than the other. Okay. No, these are the heavier ones. Okay. And I got bookmarks in it because I am reading this one. This one I showed, like I said, I showed all of them, but let me put my bookmark down. Uh-oh, my phone. Hold on just a second. 6:28. Les Talk, a collection of Black lesbian short fiction. Excuse me. And it's red, black, and white. Like I said, it's one of my favorite color schemes ever. So the book is beautiful and it's soft, just like all 4 of them are. And I've talked about that. The other one is upside down, Denise, and it's called Solace. And this one is Writing Refugee LGBTQ Women of Color, edited by S. Andrea Allen and Lauren Sherrill. Lauren Sherrill and S. Andrea Allen are the women who make BLF Press happen. They are, well, you can read about it when you go to the website. And I totally can't wait to get to these. I'm actually into this one already. And guess what, you guys? So Nigeri, if you want to get, I would say, I mean, they're all worth the purchase. But Two Moons is in here, I believe. Let me go to the, yeah, I think I did read it. Oh my God, the first one, and I didn't mean to do it, but I did. If you guys can see that, I'm back to, yeah, highlighting with, yeah, this one, this first one is called I Can't Turn It Off. It is so good. I don't want to spoil it, but I'm going to talk about it just a little bit, and I'm not going to look inside of it and really spoil it and start running off at the mouth. But what happens, if you can hear the thunder, it's raining and thundering, like I said, if it starts lightning and stuff and lights start to flicker, I'm out. A Black collection of lesbian short fiction, the first one. Okay, these two lovers are in the midst of it, but she can't turn it off. What she can't turn off is all this stuff that's going on today. And I'm talking about you're being caressed, you're kissing, and then this thought comes up in her head, and then this happens. And it's like, this is so what's happening to so many people right now who are in tune with the injustices that are going on in America and abroad, everywhere, but literally right here, because these women are right here in America. So it makes you think, wow, how many, I mean, you know, I'm not making love to nobody, but what it made me think is when I'm washing the dishes, my son gets ready to go to the gym. I'm like, these things are running through my head. Like, I'm not, next thing I know, all the dishes are done. And I was like, I'm thinking, dang, did I clean them? Because my son just went out the door. He might get stopped by a cop. He might get whatever. And so all this stuff is, I mean, just natural things that I'm supposed to be doing around the house. These type of things I can't turn off. And so when you read that story, you think about that. You're like, I'm so hurt right now. I understand. I get it. I get it. Whatever. Y'all don't believe me? Get your own, because I ain't gonna borrow. As you see, I'm highlighting, not letting them out is what I'm saying. And then this one, I haven't opened up this one other than the first couple of pages. Like I said, when I got them, I read the first couple of pages of every single last one of these books, and I'm in. It's awesome. And wait a minute. I think this is the one. This one has, and I'll read some of their names, I think. Oh my gosh, you guys. There's too many. So when you get yours, you tell me about it. And hopefully I will be able to do a thorough review without going live, because it's kind of hectic trying to do a review or talk about a book in depth the way that some might want me to when I'm live. So anyway, I'm going to see what you guys are saying, and also make sure I turn my phone off. Okay. All right, thanks. Excuse that a little interruption. If you are new here, there's 7 people and 5 likes. Okay. Now, how you guys doing? I'm going to be reading some of the chat room. And yeah, thank God for Bantu knots. Can I get an amen? I tried. One Bantu knot does not look like the other. So sorry. Anyway, let me go up because I'm missing all kind of things. You guys are chatting like I love for you to do. Uh-oh. Hello. Sorry, guys.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
You guys, I'm going to be actually listening and talking. And we have a guest again, Mr. D.E. Elliott, writer. Yeah, of #Rund. Anyway, I was just getting ready to read, Mr. Elliott, some of the comments of people that are in the chat room right now so I can get caught up. I've been talking about a couple of books and showing 4 books that I got from BLF Press and how much I have enjoyed the first 2 set of short stories. So we'll be talking about short stories tonight. All right, so hello. Okay, so I'm talking to Onyx and Mr. Elliott and Lydia and Sam DeCesso. Okay, so Onyx Pages says, how have I never followed you? And you're talking about your channel is incredible. Are you talking about Sam DeCesso? And I'm going to get caught up anyway. It says, I started reading the Binti series. I never read sci-fi, Afrofuturism, but so far it's really good. Binti is beautiful. Binti, I haven't read the others because Binti was the library checkout, and I checked out a few of hers. I took them all back after I read Binti because I have to purchase her. I want them on my shelves. Thunder and lightning. Can you hear that? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's thundering lightning, you guys. And I told them already, if the lights go out and start flickering, deuces. Anyway, we're talking about Benty Home. And oh man, if you have you read that, Mr. Elliott?
No, I have not.
No, you got to, man. It's awesome. So Onyx Pages
I
is
learned all my authors and books from you, so I just started reading when you say something.
no.
Because check the. I mean, so like for example, from I was reading Two Moons, right?
Did you?
And well, I didn't finish it, but I just wanted to read something.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this right here is so dope. Where it says, hear her voice rush out like wind. Notice her golden tongue parachute and taste the air. Speak to her your reason, your wants, your needs. Why have you come? Do you know? Tell her now. Hesitation does not serve you. It will never serve you. Speak. You are here. You made this journey. You are worthy. You will be replenished. Place your hand between her wild claws. Feel that heat, the energy she pumps and flows into you. She fills you with fire. She strips you down, frees you, shows you your own self, your splendor. She presses your skin into thin black sheets, whips damp stardust and dry clay, and flowers and healing water into your cracks and crevices. She swallows you whole and bleeds you out. Bruh, that is amazing.
That's exactly what I've been saying. Now, I hope you guys can hear him. Hold on just a second, Mr. Elliott. Hold on just a minute, okay? Because what I want to do is ask Najiri and everyone if they can hear me or if they can hear you, what you just read. And so I'm getting caught up, but every time somebody makes a comment, it kind of moves up, so I lose what they're saying. So first of all, I just want to know, you guys, I'll ask you, and there's possibly a little bit of lag, so let me know if you just heard what he said. And he was reading again from Two Moons by Krystal A. Smith. And Denise is such a lovely connector of folks, isn't she? Oh, thank you, Najiri. And Samda, okay. Oh, I can't wait to hear your review. Okafor is awesome. So they're talking about Nettie, which I totally love. Lovely Reads. Hi, how are you? Welcome. And Denise, you're so right. Yes, Sizzle. Yeah, I got to get that book, is what Deirdre said. Yep, I heard it. Okay, great. Thank you, guys. And so they did get to hear you. So I got it up loud enough. And I have you positioned the same place I had you before. So anyway, I enjoyed that read. Thank you. I did not expect him to read that. This is not planned. But I was just going to read from Two Moons. But again, just the first portion, because what I loved about her stories, and I'm sure like when you read that, her writing style is beautiful. It's just like your imagination gone wild and wonderful. Like I found myself smiling so much through her book, like, oh my gosh, yes. If I could write that beautifully, I choose to write even like a portion of how beautiful that came out, because I am telling you, I was hooked. I'm like, what else are you writing? Then I went on Goodreads, you guys. So if you go on goodreads.com, and most of us here that show up in the chat room have channels and or watch Booktube and also are a part of goodreads.com. If you have not started following these writers that I was just mentioning tonight, including Mr. D. Elliott, please, they're all on Goodreads. Their books are all on Goodreads, so they can count towards your reading challenges and goals. And so please do follow them. I remember talking about A.J. Houston, who's an amazing poet, and every time he shows up somewhere, there's a crowd of people screaming his name. But when I went on Goodreads, he had one follower, and that was me, because he's not as present on, he's a live paid poet. So a lot of times people don't hear about writers and until they go on Goodreads and they go, oh, they don't have their book on Goodreads. I'm not reading that because it doesn't count towards anything. All of these writers do. Okay. So hopefully I made that point.
Very true.
I'm getting ready to sip. So if you want to say something, you go right ahead.
No, it's just that is a very good point. I think I had mentioned, man, you had kind of like we discussed this behind closed doors before, is that sometimes I think
behind excuse me. What did you say? We discussed this behind what kind of door?
Closed doors.
I don't know
Right.
what he's talking about. I really don't know. I don't know.
No,
I've never met this
we
man
didn't
in real
discuss it
life.
in public.
He gonna start some new,
What is in that coffee cup?
just coffee and amaretto creamer. That's it.
No, what I was saying is that sometimes I think we fail as readers to give certain stories credit because we it's not I don't know, I guess it's not since it's not out there for everybody to like, oh my god, look, everybody's reading it, so let's all read it. We miss out on so many good stories because of that. But 'cause, I mean, like I said, I would have never heard of Two Moons unless you brought it up.
Oh, thank you.
And stuff like
Hey,
stuff like that.
you
That I think we need to start paying just a little more attention to just what is popular and
exactly everything
and
that
I think
rips
you'll
and
get
runs
better
through book.
reads out of that.
Yeah, like we said the last time, how some things, I mean, the marketing skills on some of these books are amazing. I'm talking about tote bags and everything, like for the mothers and
Right.
everything. And so that's kind of what I loved about trying to, because I'm not the only person in the world that reads independent books. No, I'm not the only person on Booktube that reads independent authors or indie publishing houses, because there is a difference. Independent was basically like what I did with my books. I wrote them. I edited them. I took them to Staples. They put my book together, and it came out real big and huge. And I took them to work, and people bought them for $20 per book. And
Right.
then the third book, I actually had an indie publishing company publish that book. So there was a difference. I was an independent writer, and then I was with an indie publishing house. And so Miss Allen had talked to me about that as well, because she wanted to let us know that she's not an independent writer. She has an indie publishing house, BLF Press, with a young lady that I just spoke about along with her, and that's Lauren Sherrill. And so, with all that said,
Yeah, I think
those type of books should also get that same type of running rampant through book page as anything else, especially when they are as good and well put together and edited properly. Again, just like Mr. Elliott's book, Ruined, I have found no issues with BLF Press's book. No editing. I'm just able to enjoy the story and not think in my head, oh, it's an indie writing house. Oh, it's an independent writer. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Oh, it's not on your book of the month. It's not all over Goodreads and everybody has given it 5 stars, so far. So I'm going to pass that. So you would be shorting your
right.
reading experience
Oprah haven't
by
read it
passing
yet.
that out.
Unless she
Yeah, if
will.
Oprah hasn't read it, then it's really not readable. But we as readers, we read books before it's on Oprah's list millions of times over. Like I remember reading Imbolo Imbue, I think that was it. The one about the oh my gosh, Nini and oh my gosh, her husband. What was it called? Behold the Dreamers. And I remember us on Booktube, everybody had read that book. I think my video, when I looked at it one day, it's almost like 2 years ago that I read that book. And people, of course, had read that book before me and did amazing reviews on it well before I did. And then later, Oprah had it on her book club. And then everybody and their mama wanted it. So, books that we have not heard of, I'm sorry, I liked Behold the Dreamers. I really did. I enjoyed Ruined way better. I enjoyed Two Moons a lot more. My experience with Behold the Dreamers, and if you watch that video and you don't want to hear me rehash it, the only thing I'm going to say is remember I was talking about how the characters were just so likable. They're so freaking likable. And I was well into hundreds and hundreds of pages and they were still so goddamn likable. I'm like, okay, could we put some real life in it? And the job that I used to do, and then the content that she was putting in the book or the subject matter, it really didn't address real life people. Like, stop saving these people, stop saving your characters when they get into a bind, because what they were going through, I know that experience. And so she was just belling them out constantly, and it was a good book. But it was a 3-star book to me. It was enjoyable read. Like I said, there were likable characters, especially that Nene. But it was just really good. And it was an Oprah pick years after most people that I follow on Booktube have already read it. So a lot of people still rely on that. And I'm not faulting people for getting very popular books, especially if you're watching Booktube and don't upload videos and you are in the trend of you follow all type of booktubers. Sometimes that's where you're getting your own suggestions. I mean, you may be reading something, you don't have opportunity to tell us what you're reading and what you think should be going so popular unless you comment on something. And when booktubers all the time ask, what are you reading now? Because we want to know, we want to put it on our list too. So that gives people that don't make booktube videos a chance to share what they're reading and what's, really great to them. So with all that said, these books should not be passed on. That's all I'm saying. And I'm going to read some because I do want to connect to the people that are in the chat room. Denise, you're so right. Ooh, I missed something. So true. They're agreeing with something. And then it says, Samda says, yeah, I got to get that book. And Mr. Elliott, if you do not follow her, she's another amazing one to follow. Her and Najiri are both in the chat room.
I follow Onyx's page.
Good. So if you don't follow Samda Says So, she does amazing reviews on what no one else that I have found does. And they're all book, what you call them? Table books. Oh gosh, it's those big books. What are they called? And I can't think, and I have so many of them. What do you call them? Coffee table books. Thank you.
Oh, coffee table.
Yeah, and they're so beautiful. Oh my God, they're so darn expensive, but they are beautiful. And she checks a lot of them out from the library. And I have gone and checked out some books per her suggestions from the library and end up really totally enjoying them. Some of the coffee table books that I have, I will never get rid of. Like some of the books that I purge, I find I never purge my coffee table books because number one, they cost so goddamn much. And number two, being an artist and everybody that loves photography, we love those books. Yes.
Do you have a coffee table?
Most definitely.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Why?
I'm just saying.
I couldn't think of the word because I'm old, sir.
You buy a coffee table book if you don't got a coffee table.
Well,
no,
but it's just called a coffee table book, sir. I'm just joking with you. But anyway, maybe that's, you know what's on my coffee table other than those coffee table books? A hoard of art stuff because I've been in there on my coffee table doing art. So art table books. How about that? Anyways, I'm just kidding. Let me go down and check it. I think, oh no, you did not. I don't know if I want to read this comment.
Okay.
Onyx says, Ninja said, I think he just asked you out on a date. Okay, let's not be starting nothing, Miss Onyx Pages. We're going to take this back up to the top and see if I missed anything else. No, I didn't. So let me move on. Anyway, short stories is the topic tonight. And I want to know from anybody in the chat room, if you have a collection of short stories. She done threw me all off. If you have little websites, when I was looking into short stories this evening before going live, and it is 6:48, and I'm checking the time because I'm only doing an hour because I'm coming back on at 9 p.m. One of the things I wanted to look up is just being curious about what comes up when it goes direct, when I put in like top 10 favorite short stories, or what are the best top short stories, or any type of thing that you can find or just Google about, right? So I'm looking at this, and the first thing that came up was The Guardian, or at least on my Google. The first thing that comes up that I clicked on is the 10 best short story collections from theguardian.com. And so I'm scrolling through this list, and you guys know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for women's presence, and I'm looking for women of color's presence, because I am those things. And African American reading Blackout Year, I'm definitely looking for that. So the first person that comes up per their list, and I don't know how old this thing is. Actually, I don't feel like going all perusing around the website and looking up the dates, but the first person they mention is John McGregor. his book is called "This Isn't the Short of thing that happens to someone like you," or this. I'm sorry, I can't read. This isn't the sort of thing that happens to someone like you. Oh my God, get it together. Anyway, and then the next person is Raymond Carver. I won't be reading all the titles. And then George Saunders comes up, 10th of December. I've heard of that book. And of course, then we get to oh, the queen herself, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, The Thing Around Your Neck, which I took a whole year, actually a whole month rather, the month of August, about 3 years ago, and read all of her books until that one came out in a book, which I had already saw her talk about. And it was basically the feminist book, which was really dope. Anyway, so that is on the list from 2009. Another female, Alice Munro, which I have never read an Alice Munro book, and Catherine Mansfield. And then we go back to the men, Julian Barnes. I've heard of him, haven't read him. Laurie Moore, female. And I knew this person would be on there because it's one of my all-time favorites. I remember reading that book. You know how everybody walking down the street, you looking at your cell phone, Mr. Elliott. I know you do it. I'm not the only one. Nigeri, Deirdre. I'm calling everybody out. Everybody walks down the street. I have actually seen people trip over, branches in the street by looking at their cell phones. When I was working, I took my lunch break and I would walk around downtown because I work downtown for work. I'd have the book open like I was looking down at a cell phone when I was reading Jhumpa Lahiri's Interpreter of Maladies, one of the best short story collections that I have ever read. Not that I'm saying it's the best ever, because I haven't read them all, but Interpreter of Maladies by Jhumpa Lahiri. Let me get my voice. I knew it was going to be there. She's one of the most beautiful people in the world. But if you haven't read that and you are looking for any short story collections, recommendations, the two that I mentioned that I've read through, I would definitely recommend. And as you guys know, every year, January comes, it's J. California Cooper month, and she writes a lot of short stories, and I love her. And then it goes on. So I think the last person was David Miller. So I'm thinking, wow, is there an African-American collection or best of collection since I'm doing the reading blackout? And I came up to this website if you guys want to check it out, and I will link it below once we finish the live. It's called theairshipdaily.com. As soon as I pull it up, I'm like, these beautiful faces of these African-American writers. It says 9 great African-American writers you didn't read in class. However, some of them you have, and they do make that correction, but ZZ Packer is on there. Colson Whitehead is on there. Terry McMillan is on there. How she's on there, I don't know. Because anyway, Pulitzer Prize winning Colson. Why'd you mention that? So then I thought, well, maybe this article is really old, and maybe they're targeting people in college that since you possibly didn't read these authors in college. So they have a list there. So it's really worth looking into, you guys, if you are interested in short stories. Stephen L. Carter, which I have 2 books of his, and he is on my list for the reading blackout. If you have been watching, it's on my shelves, as you guys know. Octavia E. Butler, love, and they've got the picture of her looking very regal, and also Kindred, one of my favorite books of all time. Have you read Kindred, Mr. Elliott?
No, but it's on my to-read list.
Dude, when you read it, you're going to call me immediately. Watch. Mark my words. Get your whatever you like to snack on.
Back in, is it like sci-fi?
Yes, but
okay,
she's better than.
I've actually heard about this one, and it is definitely on my list. And actually, it'll probably be my next book because I just finished Devil in a Blue Dress, which I've never read. I've seen the movie, but I read the book. That book is so amazing.
It's so dope.
I read that book in like 2 days. That book is so good.
It's so, and
yeah.
Truthfully, yeah. Walter Mosley, right here, the book page. I think I showed you guys this. This was for March Mystery Madness, and he, of course, made the book page cover for his mystery books. And then I do have the April one, and I'll be talking about April's book selections that I can read for the reading blackout at 9 p.m. Okay, so another book that they have on here is How to Be Black by Baratunde Thurston, which I picked up from a recommendation from Alan Janae and Dee, I believe. Both of them read that and did some reviews and recommendations on it. So I love it. It's on my list. And then, of course, Colson Whitehead. I'm not reading him this year because I read him last year. I read Underground Railroad And so if you are interested in that website, again, I will link it below, you guys. I'm just perusing through it right now, and I'm going to stop doing that. Okay. So some of your favorites short stories, Mr. Elliott. Do you have any collections that you would like to recommend or just brings to the top of your mind since I'm just, calling you out right now?
No. Honestly, when it comes to short stories, I haven't done a lot of them.
Yeah.
The only one that I can even think of that I've read was the one, with Stephen King when he had like a book of them. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just never really been. I'm actually writing a short story right now, so it's kind of weird.
Ooh.
I'm trying to get in, trying to get more involved in, learning more books. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of like those readers that we were talking about earlier, where I've watched, Booktube and, try to get, more involved with, reading because I haven't read as much as I believe I should.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I said, this was the first Walter Mosley book I've ever read, and I was like, man, it was just amazing. It was such a good read, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to read the next one. I'm like, I'm ready to go through all his books.
Exactly. So, he does that to you.
That's how it works. And
yeah.
But no, I mean, like I said, remember I told you my story, so
yeah,
I'm still learning. I'm still growing as a reader.
Exactly.
And I think the more I read, I think the better writer I'll become. So
having read your book, I'm like, first of all, it's not to say that I think you're lying, sir. I would never call you a liar. I'm better than that. But what I'm saying is just so hard to believe that, I love the fact that, and we're talking about Stephen King the last time too, and how Stephen King says, a writer must read, and you were agreeing with that, and you've read a lot of Stephen King, and we were talking about, the audiobooks and everything. And then I kept thinking, how can someone write a book and let me just turn around and get the book, or where is it? Okay, you guys are going to see me stretch. No, I don't want to do that. Did you guys see the last one? If you have not, we were on for 2 hours. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Me and this amazing writer, Mr. Elliott, that's on the phone right now. We will not be doing that again. No, not unless you want to call back later. But no, it was just amazing that you were telling your story of how you started reading and listening to the audios and so forth and so on. And then I'm like, but I read his book, and the verbiage is so great. And I'm looking up words, and I'm reading this book going, oh my gosh, please, Booktube, read this book, get it out. I even did a hashtag run to tell you a little true story that happened to me. I didn't go into complete detail, but I wanted you guys, and since you guys are here in the chat room, if you have a Booktube channel, go take a look at my hashtag run video and share your story if you choose to. You don't have to do it, but as you guys know, we're a part of this big old huge thing called YouTube, and YouTubers all over the place, no matter what community they are in, they do a thing called story time. So I thought, well, this will be my way to do story time with the book that I read by Mr. Elliott, because it made me think about how life's tragedies can affect all these different people, and have all these different vantage points, and it made me think, did I want to share something? Yes, I had something to get off my chest. So if you look at that video, I just basically did a challenge to you guys. If you want to, use hashtag run and link his website. That's all I'm asking you to do, and share a story time. Even if you have not read his book yet, you can still do a story time, and it will be a bookish type of story time. All right. So with all that said, I see Walter Mosley in the chat room, not literally, just his name. Yeah. Mr. Mosley's probably writing right now too. Okay, so they're saying, yeah, got to get that book. I'm too nosy to have my head in my, what? Samda says so? I'm sorry, I'm reading. Hi, pretty brown-eyed reader. And I'm sure you.
He says he's so nosy to have his head in his phone. So.
Oh, I'm so nosy to have my head in my phone. Oh, too. Okay, I get it.
I'm not that nosy.
Really? I have been there though.
I'll be on my phone a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, because I like my type of nosiness is being just looking at the drama that people be putting on social media. Like,
yeah.
Like, for real,
some people you wonder, like since they put all that drama on social media, like, are they waking up to go, dang, I'm gonna get them today?
No,
I
the
mean,
funniest part though is when they'll put something on there like my husband ain't about nothing, and people will say something, and then
yeah,
they'll be like, "Why you in my business?" Like you just put it
but
on Facebook.
you
How
just
you gonna get mad
nominated
about that?
yourself. Actually,
You can't be mad about something you put on Facebook.
exactly.
like like y'all nosy. Like no, you just told us. Like you're a snitch. So,
You snitching on your own relationship.
right, stop snitching. Oh boy, yeah. So, but yeah, I'm way too nosy. I mean, man, if you ever get stuck and can't finish a story, just go to social media. Somebody be talking about something that'll give you an idea.
Does your nosiness
There.
help you to write? Is that
Huh?
does your nosiness help you to write? I mean, like, to me,
Oh
nosiness can
yeah.
also be like you're just, kind of like sitting back and watching people. I remember we were talking about
Oh
Tahiri
yeah.
Jones last
Yeah.
week, and she was talking.
Yeah, I'm a people watcher, but I
Yes,
also like, like I said, I'll go to the like. A lot of people don't know this, but Ruin came from a Facebook post. Like
really.
this guy was talking about um, his 7 year. He just found out that his 7 year old daughter was not his daughter, and he was paying child support, and he was trying to go to court to stop from paying child support. Like this ain't my child, and the court was like, yeah, but you were raising this baby for 7 years, so good luck with that. And so I was thinking, okay, like how would I get, like how would this story be if I knew what was going on from the beginning? And basically that's how it came about. But yeah, like I mean,
Eavesdropping
you,
and
yeah,
listening to
you'll get
drama.
a lot. You'll get a lot just from watching people, like and
Yeah,
listening to what they say, and you know. And I mean, you'll get ideas if your mind is very creative. You'll get an idea from anything, like for
exactly.
real.
So there's a lot of basically information out there, or this is the book that we're talking about right now. This is the author that's on the phone, Mr. D. Eliot, the author of Run. And I gave it a 5-star read. If you guys follow me on Art Books Life, is it still Art Books Life? I don't know. I think it is on goodreads.com.
Yeah,
So I
yeah, it is on
enjoyed
cover.
the heck out of that book. And again, I gave it 5 stars. I know Joe, the retired book nerd, if you have not watched her review on that book, please go and treat yourself. And not that, I'm sitting up here a book pimp. I've told you guys that a million times. I am not a book pimp. I know all of us have TBRs, but sometimes when I look at all my shelves and then I pull off, like when I pulled off that Marlon James, The Book of Night Women. I'm thinking I've had that book on my shelf for 2 years. So when I read it, I had this regret, like, why didn't I read this sooner? And so that's what
Right.
your book did to me. It was like, I'm so glad he sent this to me. And I kind of want people not to sit on it because it is so right now. And so don't wait. And it's not like there's a
But
expiration
I
date for
think that's
books, but
how.
it's just
That's funny you say
amazing.
that because that's how I felt about Devil in the Blue Dress. I felt like, man,
Yes.
like I can't believe I waited this long to read this book. Like this book is
Yeah.
so like Mouse is like the greatest character to me, and now I want to read all the books because I want to,
Mouse is so dope.
hear more about them. But it's yeah, but like yeah, you sometimes
Mm.
you just get that. That's what I was saying. Like I think a lot of times we let what we think will give us more attention, dictate what we read, and
Yeah,
so
definitely.
but yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm on a reading frenzy now because, like I said, when I write, I read more when I'm writing. So
Exactly. It just
yeah,
feeds your energy probably and your inspiration and so forth. It goes back and
yeah,
forth. I love how art inspires art. So I'm going to be
oh
reading
yeah,
and getting caught up, but I did want to say hello to Pretty Brown Eyed Reader. I wanted to ask you too, also, since it's a better time for Deirdre, is it also a better time, excuse me, for you, Alicia? Because I'll be doing 6 p.m. Central Standard Time from now on Saturdays. I am nixing Sunday. I just can't do Sunday. And I was doing the live, as you guys know, since last year, September, when Michael Reeds had me or inspired me to do, I think it was, yeah, September. I forget, Vlog Timber is what it's called. And I was doing all those videos and editing. And then I just got full to capacity on my computer and start going live for anyone that wants to know. That's how I start doing these lives, is because it kind of got forced to do them. And it's just more fun to know that I can go on live, talk to you guys, and it's recorded. So there's my video for the week. And so going back to back doing Saturday and Sunday, and I will say this because I remember when I did that and all of us were here, Pretty Brown Eye Reader and KT and everybody. It was such an amazing time. I'm sorry, I'm going to call you DL. DE Elliot. I don't want to, I'm still talking to him, but it was amazing. We were just always there together. It built a closer friendship to me. At least it did something for me because I'm telling you, I watch these women's channels and men's channels on BookTube, and for some reason, going live Saturday and Sunday and being able to talk to them, because sometimes you just kind of want to quit making videos and uploading, and the editing process, it takes a long time, at least for me, because I'm not that savvy. So as you young people might be. And so when I did the live and know that it was recorded, I was like, okay, I'm in there now. That's how I'm going to make my videos. But now you guys see, I just dabble in some of everything, just like I used to. But I'm not going to do Sunday anymore. And so I'm mentioning that because I just wanted to let Alicia and all those people know that used to come on every weekend for those 2 days in a row, how special that was for me. The videos are still up. If you guys want to go check them out at any time, please do. We had an amazing time. We had an amazing connection, and I would like to keep that going. But unfortunately, I can't do Saturday and Sunday back to back. I got so much to do. And you guys know I'm moving and getting settled and starting, some traveling things. And so I can't do both. So that's all I wanted to make that little announcement. And Sam DeCesso says, Walter Mosley, fire. She got 2 fireballs. Yes, he is. And Mouse is somebody that I want on my side. I would never, ever upset Mouse. Let me tell you, because Mouse is quick on the trigger. I'm like, this
and
man.
My thing is, like, as much as I loved him in the movie, he was way better in the book. Like, man, this is the Mouse they should put on the screen.
Yeah, but Don Cheadle, oh my gosh. Like, Don Cheadle made women just go, oh, Denzel's in the movie? I mean, he was really that good. Like, he was just like that character that you wanted to come back. Like, Denzel, call Mouse. You need some help. I was like, oh my God, that's like the perfect person for Mouse. But he really was good in the books. I mean, like when I think I told you, when I got to Cinnamon Kiss of that series, and I listened to that one on audio. The other ones so far before that one, and I think that was number 4. Don't quote me, you guys. I just really don't remember which number it was, but I thought it was 4 for some reason. I don't know. So anyway,
I think Cinnamon Kiss was the one most people
I didn't care for it.
Did not think highly of. Yeah. That was but all the other ones they pretty much love.
Yeah, but I still got happy.
And that's funny because I'm more eager to read Cinnamon Kiss because I want to know why it's not like the one
and actually,
everybody likes.
Exactly. I thought it might have been one of those things where I need the physical book because I was painting and I was listening to it and I kept going, something's missing here. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's rushed. I don't know. But I was so eager for Mouse. And then when you got a little bit of him, and I don't know, it was just something that was missing. But I thought, and I was blaming it on the fact that this is the first audio that I've read of Easy Rawlins. So I think that had a lot to do with it. Or maybe it was the narrator. I don't know. It was years ago when I read it. If you watch this channel, I talked about that. So I don't want to rehash the whole story. But let me read what they're saying. I'm getting caught up. They're saying hi to Alicia. And if you have not subscribed or watched her channel too, because she's doing a poem every single day for April Poetry Month. And she also had her sister do some poetry on there. So I've been watching and leaving it on so I can just get caught up. And it's really cool. But her channel name is Pretty Brown Eyed Reader. And she says, thanks, Najiri. So she's thanking everyone. Sister was practicing her makeup application techniques. Oh, you're talking about when you were all dressed up? Alicia was wearing makeup, Mr. Elliot, and we haven't seen her in too much makeup, and she was looking all classy and beautiful, and just like she always is. But I'm just saying, she was getting ready to go out for a date. What was you doing, Alicia? What was really going on? Who you reading that poetry for? No, anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Without social media, we wouldn't be in her business like this.
See, we all nosy and stuff. But anyway, seriously, she's got the sweetest channel. And she said, this time works for me. So good. Another person that likes this time frame. So 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Sometimes I'm working, but I will jump in when I can. No problem. Thank you so much. And Deirdre, Samda says so, says, I love, in capital letters, Mouse. He needs his own book. Yes, he does. I always thought that that would be the character. And I haven't read everything Walter Mosley. So I was thinking, well, maybe I need to find out if he's wrote or had Mouse just take off, like, Sister Soldier did with Midnight, pulling him out of the coldest winter ever and just making 3 books about him, like, so fantastic. So I always wanted that of Mouse. So I'm with you there,
I think it'll be. I think it'll be hard for Mouse for him to do a story about Mouse, because Mouse is more of like Mouse is the person that comes along when he needs to be bailed out, and so if it's a story just about Mouse, ain't nobody coming to bail out Mouse. Like
exactly, he don't need that.
So, I don't know. Like there is who is his antagonist? Like,
but the best thing about see, I'm thinking, and as soon as you said that, I'm thinking, yeah, because who's going to save Mouse? Because there ain't another Mouse.
Right.
But another book, or a book about Mouse, it would be nice to get a book about Mouse where he's doing all this Mouse behavior, shooting folks and bang bang and everything else. But then getting to know Mouse's world, like Mouse is always driving off and going back somewhere. I want to know who the freak he's going to. I want to know his world a little bit more. I want to be put in that element where Mouse is, and then he actually needs Easy to come and work with him for once.
But you don't think that would change, like,
I don't care,
the dynamic of them?
Yes, it's going to totally change it, because it's right now all about Easy Rawlins and Mouse as the sidekick. But Mouse is such a strong character. There's something going on in Mouse's world that I would like to be opened up to. That's almost like a spinoff for The Wire or Power. I mean, he's just so gangster that I think that it would be good. And I mean, Walter Mosley is good enough to pull that off. And there's something about Mouse that I want to see his vulnerable side and somebody come to him or save him. But then at the end, he can do all the banging he wants to. But I think he can pull that off. I'm interested.
Yeah, it would have to be, what was her, Etta Mae? I don't know if she's still alive in the later books, but it would have to be Etta Mae or something like that, because I can't see no dude coming to save Mouse. Like,
or just Easy. Somebody that he knows. I mean, that's his brother. Like, I mean, that's his main guy. So I think, maybe Easy would have to become a Mouse. Maybe it would kind of switch a role a little bit, which would be pretty cool too.
Yeah, I mean, and it does kind of hint to, I mean, there are parts in, like I said, I just read the first book, so
Samda says so, agrees.
Way behind, forgive me, but it is parts in the first book where it seemed like they both were doing some dirt back in the day, because it even knew, like, me and Mouse, used to be in the streets together a lot before he went to the war. So, I mean, it might have been some situations where Easy was, saving him, but I don't know. I just like I like the mystery of not knowing everything about Mouse. I mean,
as you get further along, you're gonna want it like we want it, because what happens is that's almost like it's the same thing over and over. So it makes you, after about the 3rd or 4th book, actually after Cinnamon Kiss, because that's where I actually stopped. I'm so sorry, but I stopped there and I started reading other things by Walter Mosley. I stopped with the Easy Rawlins series, and I definitely need to get caught up one day, year, whenever. But RL's Dream is on my list for this year, and I think it's right behind me. Yeah. So this is the Walter Mosley that I'll be reading this year. I'm sure I've already showed you guys, and there's a little tab in there because I already started it. You know how I do. But this is a beautiful book. I love that. Anyway, but after Cinnamon Kiss, I was like, okay, I want Mouse. And Deirdre says, I need Mouse's backstory. Here, I agree, especially after that 4th book. When you get to the 4th book, I think you'll want it too. And as your writing goes, please, maybe you should talk to Mr. Mosley and y'all can do a little collaboration, because that would be good.
It's so funny because, like, I will say, when you read Betrayed, I think you'll understand, like, that's kind of like my Easy Rawlins story.
Wow.
But yeah,
that's awesome.
Because I think that's why I was so, like, excited, like I was so happy about it, is because, like, I was, like I said, I think I think Dee Dee was talking about it, and somebody else was
Yeah.
talking about, you know, Devil in a Blue Dress, and I was like, man, I don't want to read it because I love the movie. That's like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And I don't want to ruin what the movie did for me. And then, but I, you know, reading, I was like, man. And the whole time I'm sitting there writing or reading, I'm like, man, I should do a series like this. And I was like, wait a minute, I am doing a series like this.
Exactly. Hold on just a second, okay? I wanted to say hi to KT, and I think she's getting ready to leave also, and Najiri. So thank you so much. Najiri says that she's getting ready to leave. So nice to chat with you. Thanks, Denise.
Yeah.
Thank you. And also KT, who we haven't heard from in a while, and the reasons being, we all know that she had taken down her channel for a while to take care of some family matters. So welcome back, KT. God bless you and your family. I hope everything is getting better every single day that it goes by. A lot of people, you know, our age can say we've kind of been in that same place. Nobody's shoes are the same, but we're always praying for you. I love you like a sister. Thanks for putting your videos back up. It really helped us that we're missing you. And so God bless you and your family. Tell your sister and your son-in-law, your son and daughter-in-law in Little Jackson, hello for me. I do watch their channel as well. So thank you, KT, for popping in for just a little bit. So that's another booktuber. If you have not followed her yet, Mr. Elliott, please do. She's amazing. Her channel is back up, and yeah, so that's all I'm going to say about that before I start crying.
All right. Well, actually, I have to get running as well. I got to get back to writing.
Oh, it's 7:15. I went over an hour. All right.
Because you know, with me and you.
Yeah. Maybe 2 hours later.
4 hours, right? We got to.
It's all good though. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate talking to you again. And thanks for sharing your information on the short stories that you read. I think I did see that Stephen King when I was looking it up. Looking up short stories on Google. Stephen King's book comes up. And I don't know what it was called, but it's got that crazy.
He's got
crazy cover.
2 of them, but the one I read is Different Seasons. That's the one.
Yeah. And I like how he did the Green Mile when it first came out. I was buying those books, the little tiny ones for my daughter, and then it became one big old novel, and then the movie, and then thus is history.
Right.
But
that's actually
that was
what
really
I'm doing right now. Yeah, like I'm doing it's like 3 short stories that I'm writing, but I'm going to put them out, one a year, and then at the end it'll be one big novel. So
right, that is good. I like stuff like that.
Going about it. But
all right, thank you.
Talk to you later.
All right, sir. I'll see you.
Right.
Bye. All right, you guys. So that was Mr. D. Elliott coming to chat with us again. I was asking him about short stories since I was asking everybody else as well. And I know he's always actively writing. And if you follow him on Instagram, you'll be able to see he's putting up, I think he does it in the morning and the afternoon and at night, at least a couple of posts where he writes something so loving and beautiful. And he's always got this beautiful, powerful image of Black love, if you want to call it that. It's just beautiful. It's always 2 beautiful people in the city, naked, on whatever, just hugged up and loving on each other. And he writes this wonderful thing, and it makes you want to read that book. It's always these takes on, whatever photographer he's using or wherever he's snatching these pictures out. I'm not sure if he starts, and I should have asked him that, and maybe I'll ask him the next time I talk to him. Maybe he'll come back. But he has these beautiful pictures, and then he writes something, his daily thoughts, I think is what it's called. And it's just beautiful. So if you do not follow him, again, you could also pull up his website. It's D.E. Elliott. And I think I got it right here in front of me. Yeah. Okay. www.deeliot.com. I will link it below. And let me click off of that and tell you guys, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. It is #Reading Blackout. At 9 p.m., I'll show you my book mail, what I purchased from the Pan-African American Connection in Dallas, Texas, when I went for that trip. And also the April book page and what books that might interest me for the Blackout and may interest you as well. And also Essence, I believe. I got my new Essence, yes. And so there's some books in there that we'll take a look at as well. So join me if you can only if you can. If not, you guys know these are recorded. I'm going to be at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time in less than 2 hours. So I am going to go. Thanks, Deirdre. Thanks, KT. Thanks, Najiri. Thank you, pretty brown-eyed reader. And yes, I have to say it like that. And anyone else, and I went back up and let me find that name, Miss Lydia Holmes. Thank you so much for dropping in. I appreciate you. And there's another person that I wanted to say. Lovely Reads. Thank you so much for showing up and chatting with us. I'll see you guys at PM. Bye now. Ending stream. Gonna heat my coffee up. Yes.